Well, for more on this, we're joined by our politics editor, Lukhanyo Calata. Lukhanyo, good afternoon to you. I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? Paul Mashatile is going to be the new deputy president.
Yep, and I think we knew from around the 18th or 19th of December that obviously when Paul Mashatile was elected at the national conference in December last year, that it was just a matter of time before he then ascends and becomes the deputy president of the country. We're not sure about when the swearing-in process is going to take place, Stephen, but we understand that, well, it's been confirmed to us, actually, that he became a member of the National Assembly effective yesterday.
It's so interesting to see how the Deputy President, David Mabuza, has behaved around all of this. So he knew, I think, long before the Newzroom ANC conference that he wasn't going to be re-elected Deputy President or really achieve any other position. He didn't go to the National Executive Committee, Lekgotla, of the ANC last week. And I mean, he's still the Deputy President of the country. He's still the Deputy President of the country as I talk to you now, and he's not at the Cabinet Lekgotla. Isn't that a bit odd?
Where's the cat? Well, I think it is very odd, Stephen, that the Deputy President of the country, as we speak, is not at the Cabinet Lekgotla. Remember, over large parts of his reign, I suppose, as deputy, or him being in office, you know, he would go missing. We understand that he had some serious health issues for which he would regularly travel to Russia for treatment. So I think it may have to do with that, but I'm not sure. But it is rather odd that he would not attend the briefings and the meetings for which he actually gets paid for. We understand, for instance, that he misses out on, or he misses the ANC's Lekgotla. That's fine. He doesn't get paid to be there. But at this one, he gets paid to be the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa. So and there's nothing really forthcoming from his office as to the reason why he was not in attendance over the cabinet during the Cabinet Lekgotla. So we'll dig into it, try and find out why exactly he wasn't there. But it is rather odd.
We still keep waiting for this reshuffle, and we've known really since the election of Fikile Mbalula as Secretary General of the ANC that there would have to be a cabinet reshuffle. The question, of course, is how big will it be? And they're burning questions around energy and electricity, and perhaps Gwede Mantashe and perhaps Pravin Gordhan, ministers in those departments. They're questions around Lindiwe Sisulu as Tourism Minister, who was incredibly critical of President Cyril Ramaphosa last year. Went as far as accusing him of lying. She had a different alternative view in an interview that you can still see on YouTube on this channel. Is there any indication of how big the reshuffle will be? Let me put it like this. Is anything stopping the President from, say, removing Sisulu or even Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma?
Well, Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, I think, is going to be critical because of her portfolio, which is cooperative governance and traditional affairs. Remember, if this state of disaster is declared over energy, that will come from COCTA. It will be driven then by her office. She's obviously got a lot of experience, particularly with COVID, so that experience would come in quite handy for her. Do you then sit with a government that declares, as the president, do you sit with a government that declares a state of disaster over the energy crisis and then bring in a new minister who does not understand the office, who does not understand the portfolio, does not really, have experience of the actual legislation that guides that process? So there's maybe an argument to keep Umama Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma. Lindiwe Sisulu, on the other hand,
I think we're with you.
Also, I think this deal, Stephen, that South African tourism has been discussing with this English football Premier League of team, it might come back to bite her. Yes, the minister has said that she was not involved. She doesn't, she doesn't really know anything about it. But there are reports that she signed off on the team from SAT to actually travel to England. So, I'm not sure. We're going to have to wait and see just how big the president goes in terms of his reshuffle. About 18, maybe 17, who knows, maybe even 12 months, well, a little bit more, 15 months ahead of a national election. Is he going, to go big?
Well, this is the thing, is that the country's burning, right? By burning, I don't mean burning down. I mean burning for some kind of improvement in its lived experience. There's no other way to put it. You would think that there is the best possible democratic incentive for the leader of a democratic country to make real changes, to try and improve service delivery. Or, if you can't do that in 18 months, give people hope that that's what you're going to do. I would imagine this is perhaps a more difficult reshuffle than any democratically elected president's had in some time.
Really? I don't know. I think it would be quite simple. I think for some of his ministers, I mean, they come into the end of their terms. Some of them won't be coming back if the ANC wins or retains some level of power nationally in 2024. So it would be easy, for instance, to say, well, I mean, Pravin, you've been around, you're not going to come back, you didn't make it into the NEC, maybe let's put in new blood to be able to then move that process along. So I think it would be easy. As to whether or not the president, takes that into consideration, that this is probably the last call for the African National Congress, is that if he gets this reshuffle wrong and nothing happens over the course of the next 15 months, this could be the last election that the ANC goes into, as the governing party. It might have, require a coalition party to govern post-2024. So it's critical, and I'm sure they're taking all of those issues into consideration.
Lukhanyo Calata, so much to think about. Thank you very much indeed, our politics editor.